Back off for Pitt. Saar behind the net, wraps himself around, loses it though. Saar regains possession, holding in the slot, down low. Pitt looking for an opening, snaps it on net. He scores! Scott Pitt looking for a passing lane. Decided to heck with it, put it on net, and he beats Taylor Nelson. The first good offensive chance for Las Vegas results in their first goal of the night. For Pitt, his 11th of the year, gives him 46 points. Far and away leading the team, and here's the replay. Saar went right back to Pitt, looking for a lane. Threw it on net, a lot of traffic in front, and he'll get credit for the goal. Assists go to Andrew Saar and Sean Wiles. That line at work once again. They've been very, very hard to contain over the past few games, and it continues. Played behind the goal, and Pitt for Saar. Has a little bit of space, goes down low to Pitt. Centering feed, the shot, they score! Jamie Fritsch, his third of the season, a power play goal with just 4 seconds left on the man advantage. There's a reason those babies are 2 minutes. And Las Vegas is up 2-0 for the second game in a row. Last night it was the first 5 minutes. Tonight it's the first 10.5 minutes. A beautiful feed. Scott Pitt finds Jamie Fritsch crashing hard back door. Saar has a couple men and drops it for Pitt. Down low for Wiles. Wranglers are officially set up here. Behind the net for Wiles again. Wrap around in front for Saar. Wiles may have scored on his own. Wiles was looking for Saar on the opposite side of the net. I don't even know if he found him. May have just got caught up in the heels of Taylor Nelson, who is having an absolute nightmare of a first period. Here's Wiles, who found the loose puck, looking for Saar, never even hit his stick. Johnny on the spot. Wiles, a couple of guys with 3 points tonight. Pitt and Saar, both a trio of points. Sean Wiles has 2 to boot. Joe Fallon was perfect in the first period, only faced 6 shots, none of them really terrific scoring chances, and he deflected them all. And this is something we haven't seen. A lot of funky things going on today. This is the first time we've seen one of these. Robbie Smith going head-to-head with the captain of the San Francisco Bulls. And Smith connects with a couple of right hands. They both swing off the elbow guards. Robbie Smith and Scott Langdon. A terrific bout so far right along the center ice stripe. Langdon's got a pretty good reach. Smith trying to get the overhand on him. Power play just about over. Perhaps one last chance. Gord centering feed, spun on net. Lampy up ice. Francis has a man. Scott Pitt, he feeds him. Now Francis is all alone in front of the net. Pitt feeds him. Francis scores! Top corner off the pipe and in. Oh my, what a beauty of a tic-tac-toe that was. I know I've said this once before, but that's the kind of play you're going to want to DVR and play over and over and over again. Record that one over the wedding video. It's much better. Scott Pitt to Chris Francis to Scott Pitt to Chris Francis, top corner, and it was all started by a beautiful clear from Eric Lampy. Tristan King into the stick of Channing Bowe. Bowe now back into the defensive zone for Campanelli. Goes right back to Bowe. Quick pass, hits Saar, gains the blue line. Backhand in front, Wiles a shot, he scores! 3 tacos for everyone! Sean Wiles with his second of the night. Each one from him is prettier than the last. Nifty pass from Channing Bowe, tape to tape. Hit Andrew Saar in stride. Saar gained the line, flipped into the slot. Sean Wiles one-on-one with the goaltender. He'll win that battle 9 times out of 10. By Blackwater, but right back the other way comes Brian Cameron. Opens himself up, the length of the ice, in front for King, and he scores. He banks it in off Joe Fallon, and there goes the shutout. 9 minutes and 27 seconds left, and a sarcastic cheer from the fans who are just so happy right now. They got tacos in their eyes, giving it to the Bulls here on this Sunday afternoon. So it took about 50 minutes and change before Tristan King, no surprise there, What an offensive addition that is for San Francisco. Nice step by Sivak to control. Off of Gord. Down low is Willette. Wraps it around in the slot. A shot and a save by Fallon, but the rebound is put back by Gord. So all of a sudden, what was a 5-0 game is now 5-2. San Francisco refusing to go quietly. Nice wraparound bid there by Willette. Langdon, D to D. Now Willette with speed through center. Francis blocks it ahead. Fanucci gets tripped up. Holding drops off for Francis. Backhand. He scores! Are you kidding me? Carlo Fanucci from the seat of his pants keeps it alive. And Chris Francis river dances his way on net and shovels it top shelf, his second of the night. And Las Vegas continues the rout, 6-2. Carlo Fanucci got absolutely dive-bombed, dropped it off to Francis with one hand, and Francis, as he's getting submarined into the net. Top shelf backhand, that is as pretty as you'll see. Chris Francis has been the beneficiary of a couple of Mona Lisa-esque goals tonight. Welcome back to the Orleans Arena. It's the site of a massacre. 6-2, the Wranglers on top. They take down the San Francisco Bulls. It started early. It was all Las Vegas, and it began here. Scott Pitt just flung it on net. Wound up trickling through the legs of, at the time, goaltender Taylor Nelson, who had quite a frightful evening. And a centering feed from Pitt to Jamie Fritsch. The second goal of the game, Las Vegas was on top 2-0. They didn't stop there, though. Wiles wraps it around in front for Sarr. Never even touched Sarr. Actually ricocheted off the inside of the leg of Taylor Nelson. That was all the action he would see. His day would come to an end. And the Wranglers on top by 3. Here's the most latest goal. Francis up top. Shelves it, 4-0, Wranglers on top. They would continue to put the foot on the gas pedal, up by 4 and looking for more. This time it was Sarr to Wiles, absolutely beats Thomas Heemskerk in the slot, puts it on net, and the Wranglers were on top 5-0. The Bulls would make things a little interesting, though, as Tristan King tapped in a backdoor goal. That's his first as a member of the San Francisco Bulls. And then wrapping around here, Dean Willette flipped on net by Simone Danny Pepin. And all of a sudden, looked like we may have a game. 5-2 in the middle of the third. But how about this? A highlight reel goal for the ages. Fanucci gets upended. One-hands it to Chris Francis, who gets submarined into the net, but lifts the puck just enough to beat Thomas Heemskerk over the shoulder, and the Wranglers take down the Bulls by a final score of 6-2. Took 60 minutes for us to decide that the Wranglers would win by the score, but didn't take us that long to figure out who was the better team, as the Wranglers led this one the entire way. 5-0 was the initial lead, and the Wranglers did not stop there, piling the goals on. Ended up a 6-2 score. Your 3 stars, Scott Pitt had 4 points, a goal, and 3 assists. Andy Sarr had 4 assists. So a couple of guys there with 4 points. Sean Wiles gets a star on it for his 2-goal, 1-assist night. And you got to give an honorable mention to Chris Francis, who got his 18th and 19th goals of the season. The last one prettier than the first, which is saying a lot because the first one was an exceptional goal that he snapped top shelf. Well, that's going to do it for the on-ice fiestas. Now we're going to kick it down to the barbershop quartet. At least that's what it looks like right now. There's 5 chairs set up for St. Baldrick's. It's time to shave some heads. My LV TV, Ian Tasso here live, 6-2, the final score. I'm going to kick it down to on ice, where we'll start shaving some heads and raising some money for St. Baldrick's. Wranglers take down the Bulls, 6-2, the final. That's going to do it up here.